Hi there, my name is Greg Bukovatz and I'm a job killer. Today I wanted to take a couple of moments to put together a video and explain why I chose to kill my job and why I chose the job killing coaching program to help me do that. In late 2014, my wife and I became aware that we really needed to make a series of changes in our life that were going to better us and better our family, our children. And one of those changes, one of the significant changes that we needed to make was as far as a career path. At that point, my wife and I were working as house parents in a children's home, which was a fantastic ministry, something that we loved to do. But it began to really take its emotional toll on us and our children. And we realized that with our boys growing up, that we needed to provide something a little bit different for them while still engaging in ministry opportunities and teaching them to do the same. So I began visiting with a kind of a mentoring coach of mine who began to lead me towards this particular coaching program that he had just become a part of in the summer of 2014. He answered all of my questions. I went back and forth with him for weeks, asking him about this and that, and well, what about this, and what if this happens, and what can you guarantee, and what have your results been? And at the end of it, I knew that even though I didn't have all my questions sufficiently answered, maybe, it didn't matter. I knew that this was the course. I knew that this was going to be the answer and that I just needed to commit to it. So I scheduled a phone call with Dan Klein, one of the co-founders of Job Killing, in very early January of 2015. When we had that scheduled phone call, it was probably 5 or 6 in the morning Pacific time when we visited on the phone. It may have been Dan's shortest sales call of his life. I remember him and I getting on the phone together, kind of shooting the breeze for a moment, him giving just a really brief explanation of what it was, and I said, fantastic, how do I pay you? And he was kind of shocked, like, well, that's it? I was like, yeah, my mentor, who I'm not going to mention in this video, he has been working with me to explain, everything I need basically to know. I know that I want to do this. I know that I want to work with you guys. So how do I pay you? I knew I wanted in, right? I didn't have any more questions. The questions had already been answered by the guy who had already sold this to me. And unknowingly, I had actually missed a deadline by less than a week, like 3 days when this phone call was scheduled. And the price had jumped over $1,000 in that time period. So I was committed in at the price that I knew Job Killing cost to get in at. And I had no idea that it had jumped. And when Dan told me it jumped, I didn't let that be a deal breaker for me. I just said, Dan, here's my card info. This is what I'm prepared to pay for today. Charge that for me and give me 3 months and I'll pay the other portion. I'm good for it. And I was in. The deal was done. It took me a long time before I ever engaged in the job killing community with my why for why I was doing this. I was seeing a lot of other people posting their why, and I need to cut down debt, I need to do this, I need to do that. But during that time, I think the reason why I didn't post anything was because I was just too busy working at it, too busy networking with the other job killers, too busy with trial and error, too busy learning, too busy taking imperfect action, too busy going out there and building out sites, and some of them failed and some of them, shined. And I just was so busy. And at some point in the last several months, I remembered that I didn't really ever put a why out there. And so I wrote this down one day and I posted it up in the group. And I thought today might be a good day just to put this into a video form and put this out there on the internet for others to see. Because I do think that your why is important, right? Everything that we do, we should have a why for why we're doing it. Otherwise, we're just kind of aimless in what we do. So this is kind of my why. I own my own business because I want more time with my family. and because my family wants more time with me, because we want to spend more time of our, more of our free time traveling to locations that we maybe might not have otherwise been able to afford to travel to, and be able to experience those locations in ways that we wouldn't otherwise be able to experience them. My why is because I want to share, and I want to be able to give freely more than what I've been able to do thus far. And I want to give my children, our children, the example of blessing others richly. My why is I never want to have to go to a grocery store and not be able to afford to fill a cart full of fruits and vegetables and roast and chicken and fish and treats that my kids enjoy. I've got 3 boys that wear their shoes out every 3 months, and I never, ever, ever want to send them out in public with holes starting to wear through their shoes because we're trying to hold off for a couple of more weeks until that job gives me my next paycheck. My why is because I want to be able to say yes when the time comes to care for our parents. Yes to whatever that they need. Yes to private care. Yes to staff. Yes to whatever. I own my own business, in short, because I want to say yes in life. I don't want to have to say no. No, I can't afford to do that this month. No, we're too busy, in our jobs. No, my kids can't participate in that. No, we're not going to be able to join you guys this weekend, but boy, that sounds like a lot of fun. I hope that your why is worth telling others. I hope that it's more than having huge piles of $100 bills. I hope that it's more than nice cars and huge houses, fast boats, vacation homes. Some of those things are definitely going to be a part of the life that I create out of this business. But those are not my why. Make your why about others so that it's worth telling others. I pray that God blesses you. I pray that He blesses you in whatever course you choose in your life. I know that God has blessed my wife and I richly. We've been married since 1999. We've seen it all. We've done it all. We've traveled all over. We've got 3 magnificent boys. We've had the opportunity to work with so many different people that we love and cherish. And we're so excited about the course of our life right now. For the last year and a half, almost 2 years now, I've been building this marketing business, and I've been helping business owners around the United States be able to increase their leads and increase their business and be able to say yes to family vacations that otherwise they were before saying no to. That's rewarding for me, and it's definitely been rewarding for them. I hope that you have a worthy why in your life and a worthy why for what you're doing in your business. And I just wanted to take a couple minutes of your time today to just kind of share with you why I do what I do. God bless.